I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Keep that in mind.
Welcome to the Independent Characters, episode 281, and I just blew Adan's ears out. Yeah. Adan can't handle the rock.
Rock on.
He says, I didn't sell out, I bought in.
Yeah. And I think that's fitting for this show, and for me in particular. I often get accused of being a GW shill, and so I didn't sell out.
Well, the shoe fits.
Listen,
you know what they say?
Don't
little
quacks like a duck.
Column B.
Look who's throwing bricks in a glass house there, Adan.
Yeah, no, I know.
All right. Okay, so hey, real quick, we have a special guest today with us as we go through a Warrior Lodge episode. We have Big Nasty Blake from Independent or Life After the Cover Save.
Hey guys, a Big Nasty B here, and I'm ready to be a warrior.
Yeah,
we're a bunch of warriors in this lodge, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for what's in store, warriors.
It's the manosphere. Okay, before we get started, I just want to recognize really quickly, I want to thank Nick Ferrier and Billy Smith for supporting us through our Patreon. We really do appreciate your ongoing support. For those who aren't aware, the Warrior Lodge episode is a lot of times we have questions or ideas, or there's topics that are hot in the community, but don't make a full episode in and amongst themselves. And so we kind of do a moderated forum discussion around some of these topics, see what everybody's head is at on those. And usually Josh and I agree on everything on these. So it's rare that we disagree. So it becomes, that's why we
got to bring in the ringers,
Blake and Adan in. So Blake,
perfect. Wait, real quick. If Adan is one of the ringers to throw a loop into this, we're in trouble.
Adan,
he's a company man through and through.
Adan does not like Necromunda. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, okay. I guess
really? We're not even 5 minutes in and you're going there?
I'm just saying, diametrically opposed. In the screen I'm looking at, you are to the left of Josh. And it's like, here's the conflict. Here's the conflict. Okay. Blake, Life After the Cover Save. You guys have been going forever at this point.
Yeah.
For those who aren't aware, can you give us a synopsis of what Life After the Cover Save as a show, as a podcast, is all about?
If you would ask me this 14 years ago when we started the show, I'd give you a different answer.
Yeah.
If you would ask me this 10 years ago, I'd give you a different answer. 8 years ago, different answer. The show's been around so long and has been so unsuccessful. What we do now isn't, no, all seriousness. We are it's three friends, real life friends.
Yep.
And we talk about gaming. It is kind of 40K focused because that is the dominant, that's the biggest thing in the market.
Yes,
but it's not the only thing we talk about. Yeah. And I would say we've gotten a lot cleaner over the years, and this newest brand is far cleaner.
Yeah.
And we make an effort not to say certain things like we did back in the original days.
Some of your original stuff was hysterical.
It was, but definitely not safe for more than just work.
I would say these days more than ever, it's safer for work than ever before.
Yeah, I would agree.
And the new version, we got some good bits. We do some good video bits for our patrons, including the pro painted segment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love
where we look at pro painted eBay miniature paint jobs.
You can hear the quotes when he says that.
Yeah. Air quotes.
Pro painted. But yeah, man, we've been doing it a long time, and we're still having fun.
Yeah, I think that's the important part, right? If you're not having fun at it, it's not worth doing, quite frankly.
Because Yeah, we've only hung up the show one time.
Yeah.
As opposed to this show's been hung up
twice.
You know. But if you're not enjoying it, man, I don't even know what we have to record soon. I think I don't really know what's going on. Ed manages that. I just show up and talk.
Ed's the driver.
Just
so
a man
fun.
with
we
opinions.
have a lot of fun, and then Muppet Hitman is a real fun guy too.
That's Travis.
Or Travis.
Yeah. We've had Travis on the show. We've had Ed on the show. Now we've had you on the show. We've had you on the show before.
Travis is so good at shooting from the hip. It's crazy.
It's because he's a liar.
Makes sense. All right. Well, if you haven't checked the show out, check it out. I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts. Yours and the 40K Badcast are really the only two gaming podcasts I listen to, and mostly I don't listen to 40K podcasts because I don't want to get ideas, get inspired from those. I don't want it to ever be like, I'm copying an idea or something along those lines. But
you don't want to be like an LLM, and
oh no, and so for Life After Cover Save, I'll never copy any of that.
You wish you could do pro painting,
dude. I wish I had come up with pro painting. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay. The other thing is a mutual friend of all of ours, Cheyenne, and his lovely wife just celebrated their 25th anniversary. So we just wanted to say happy anniversary.
Congrats to Cheyenne and Michelle.
Congrats.
Some of you went down there to hang out with Cheyenne. And also, Josh, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Survived
Josh,
another trip.
how old are you?
I'm 42 years young.
Nice. Ooh, that's
I can say that in this company.
Yeah, mine happened since the last show
it's
too.
the answer to life. Yeah.
I think Blake's younger than you.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not 40. I'm 45.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were younger than
Yeah.
Josh.
Well, the oldest person is obviously
Adan.
Really?
We know.
We're hitting on all the notes early on. That's good.
I didn't bring it up. I'm just saying.
well, the age thing. It goes Adan, Carl, me, then Josh.
Yeah.
And also in terms of looks too, it also goes Adan, Carl, me, then Josh.
I'm not going to argue with you there. I'm not going to argue with that one. I'll take second. I'm good. All right.
I'm just happy that when you talk about age, that you didn't like pause for a long time between my name and Carl's.
Anyway, I'm being nice. I don't know if you've heard. I'm being nicer to Adan these days.
yeah. I hear there's a lot of contempt.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go right into Elite Choice. This is where we highlight things from in either of our communities at this point that we've seen over the last few weeks. And I wanted to commend Chris Jones, whom we know, we've met many times, and his Majera Knight.
This is Canada Chris?
Yeah. And man, I'm not a huge fan of this model in general. Like, I'm just a model, but his paint job and presentation, I was like, that looks really good. Like, if I were going to paint this model, this is how it should be painted. I think it looks fantastic. His use of the tan and black also makes it's a very cool color scheme. I like the weathering on it. It's just a fantastic version of this model. So
base looks neat too.
Base looks fantastic.
The base goes well with there's a palette going on there.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
It's cohesive color palette.
But it does pop enough from it. Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Solid work. Solid work, Chris. Looks fantastic. Good. That was for his entry for July in the Hobby Progress Challenge, which we are coming to the end of at the end of August. There's only 1 month to go. And what I would say,
you can still win.
You can still win. If you have not entered one thing and you enter one thing in August, you can still win.
Yeah.
Get an entry.
You'd have better odds than the Super Lotto.
That's very true.
What do we
by
win?
Far?
Well, so what we do, Blake, is we take everybody who has completed, a month, and they get an entry for each month, plus there's a few bonus entries they could have earned, and all those get put into a drawing for lots of prizes that are being provided by Table War, by Army Painter, by Herrick Games. We had approached a couple others. We're waiting for responses from them. It's interesting how sometimes people go silent, but hopefully they get back to us in time. But right now, I know amongst those groups, we're going to have a lot of things to give away. So
That sounds rad.
yeah, it is. They're super.
Did I join this year at all?
I don't think you did, but you could join. You could join tomorrow. You could
join.
You could join tonight.
Thing is, I wouldn't if I won, I would say no.
And
you know why? Because I'm a friend of the show.
I've won stuff off of your guys' show, and I said no, don't give it to me. Give somebody else.
Okay, fair enough.
But look at all the painting you did for the Shadows of Brimstone stuff. You could have entered that stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I did remember when you guys said any sort of hobby can be put into this.
Yeah.
That was like, that's smart. I like that a lot.
It was kind of, over the years, we've kind of become more flexible about it and headed that direction. So anyway, going back to the Elite choice, that is my choice, Chris Jones. Fantastic work. What do you got, Josh?
Yeah, I went with Strelax Mutant Sumcrocs for Adan's favorite game, Necromunda. And these are just amazing conversions. These are using, I'm not even sure if this is the Red Corsair or if these are Croxigors or a mix of each from...
They're Croxigors.
God, they're amazing.
These are incredible. Yeah. It's using, we got orc power claws in there. We've got a bunch of orc weapons in there. We've got, I think, some Goliath bits in there. It's just an incredible job of kit bashing across the GW line to really bring a whole squad of these giant Slumcrocs to life. And this is modeling and kit bashing like at its best. This is
I think the first one, the net, is actually from a Night Goblin set.
Can I tell you, I looked at these.
I think it's a Goblin Netter. Yeah.
I looked at these and I thought they were 3D printed because they look so cohesive. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
I mean, like the kit bashes work so well together.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. These are amazing.
Even the bases are custom sculpted that way, not using printed bases or plastic.
No.
Like they're individually pieced, sourced bits on those bases.
I cannot wait to follow this to its end because this is awesome.
And this type of model lends itself extremely well to either speed paint or contrast.
Yeah. But it to a degree, it'd be almost a shame to go that route after putting this much effort into the kit bashing of it.
See, I disagree because it's Necromunda, so it should have kind of that gritty look to it. But they're supposed to be in the Underhive.
I think I would
There's other
go
ways
the
to
other
get
way and go oil washing on it. But
I'd go oil wash. Yeah.
But dude, they look fantastic. Wow, I can't wait to see them.
I wouldn't paint them. I'd just be like, guys, it takes away from the conversion.
It takes away.
That's. I mean,
you got a point. I don't know if it's a good point, but you got a point.
It's certainly a point.
Those look fantastic. What a great call out. I can't wait to see that progress on that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adan, what did you?
Don't drop the ball on this. Keep it going.
Yeah.
I picked Peter O'Dubschlane's terrain project that he was working on.
That's a good call.
What he did was, and I'm doing this in kind of the spirit of the discussion we've been having about 11th edition terrain. So what he did was he used the classic kind of foam hill cut with a knife and hot wire cutters and stuff to make the footprints with the nubs for all the specific sizes. And what I like about it is he also put in some example layouts using other things like trees and rocks and things like that to give it a more organic look. So he got like a competition layout and more of a kind of a skirmish or narrative kind of layout using those bits. I like it. I do think there is the issue of, quote unquote, towing in on those nubs and being able to use that in that competitive sense. But I think that if you're to use these and say, hey, if you're touching it, if you're base to base with it, then we consider that towed in.
Because they're elevated. They're kind of, they're more elevated. The footprints are more elevated than your average template.
Right. Yeah. I think that foam, that type of foam is what, 3/4 of an inch, Josh? An inch, 3/4 of an inch.
I think they're typically an inch. I think they're exactly an inch. If this
an inch,
foam.
When you get those insulation foam sheets, because that's what it's made out of. It's made out of the insulation foam.
Pink stuff.
But I think it's a fantastic take on it, I really like the way that that he leveraged it for these other layouts.
I appreciate the creativity of it.
Yeah.
Because as we'll discuss later, we have a topic here to discuss. But going back to the nubs discussion, like this has even been disagreement in our Discord about it, where somebody was like, I got to tell you, it's absolutely important. I got to tell you, you're not selling me. You're not selling me on it. Now, the argument I hear is, well, GW says it was designed specifically like this and for a specific reason. Like they came and told all the tournament organizers this. They did. Cool. That's, yeah. That's sales motivated. I got to tell you, like nope.
Well, the nubs break up the just the rectangles and triangles, so I think it's more interesting that they exist.
Sure.
So if nothing else,
I would agree with that.
If nothing else,
I would agree with that.
It's a little more interesting.
I will not. I will. You're going to have a very hard time convincing me. This is game-changing environment for that little court. You can toe in on a lot of the terrain because it's not flush up against the edge. It's set back a little bit. See, I mean, and if somebody's like, well, I've measured specifically so my guys can move this to move that. It's like, okay.
Right. And you're talking about
much variety.
Right. But you're talking about people who are playing a completely different game. And in that game setting, it makes sense. So they're going to practice with those layouts and with those exact measurements, and they're going to make sure that their movements and their positioning is important for those.
Better not bump a model a millimeter.
Right.
Your measurement better be laser precision. Like, come on. Listen. What? Yeah. You know, anyway,
I'm a nub.
I really like.
So, what's interesting?
I'm a nub guy. I like the nubs. I'm a fan of the nubs.
That's fine.
And
it feels good,
especially with this type of terrain where he's made it not flat.
I'm not
it's
talking
not
about
a piece
this.
of.
Yeah,
I know, but what I'm saying is that anytime you have any kind of other than just a flat piece of paper, when there's any kind of a relief to it or any kind of texture to it, the fact that those nubs are there, as Josh points out, it breaks up that lines.
You've gotten your war machine
straight line stuff.
In my Warhammer is what's happened.
Yeah.
Everything's.
No, I'm saying.
I know.
I'm saying when you get to the point where it's not flat, those irregularities really break up the look, and I think that's helpful.
Yeah. Peter is the ultimate narrative gamer, so he doesn't give a crap. Like he doesn't care.
I don't care.
Right.
It is
and the other
zero
thing
impact on the
I'm going to call out on this specifically is that in the last shot you see here, there is some nice upscaling, second lifing of the desert bits. All the rocky formations is what I printed for our Westermunda event last year. So Peter has now taken those, and he did an amazing job of like giving them a second life and really.
And he also leveraged all of the bridge elements from the Warcry terrain sets.
Yeah.
I recognize those immediately. And those kind of flesh-looking blossoms in the bottom foreground is also from the Warcry stuff. Great stuff.
Another thing worth pointing out, since you brought it up here, is that Peter is actually running a terrain competition that he is running himself, where it is you take these footprints, do something creative with it to bring it to life on a themed table, and that I think is going till November. So like definitely check these out in the Elite Choice section on Discord and get some inspiration. There's a pinned post that has all the information for that. Definitely check it out. It's such a cool idea.
That's pinned on the Facebook page or Discord.
Discord.
That's in Discord.
And that is leading you over to where they are doing that at the what am I trying to say here, Josh? It's at our
Santa Cruz.
This is great radio.
I know.
40K Badcast.
Thank you. God, you just left me hanging. You just left me hanging to make me feel so horrible. Yes. It's over.
And the look on his face as he let you just dangle was great.
Yeah, I know. All right. Anyway,
just gotta flaunt my youth.
Aside from Peter's things, which look amazing, I will play on Peter's stuff anytime. The nubs are pointless. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Now, here's what I was going to tell you, and Josh, you're aware of this, because if you ordered the templates from Table War, they did not have the nubs on them, and because of all this shenanigans that GW has pulled, they have said, okay, cancel everything. They canceled everything with
canceled production.
With their production, and they've redone it, including the nubs, and now they are sending them out dual-sided, including the nubs. That just makes so much difference.
Listen, I've been in a lot of gates. Watergate, other gates, but Nubgate has to be the wildest thing I've ever seen.
You were in Basegate.
Basegate.
I did everything right, Blake.
I did everything right. The nubs.
All right. Anyway,
it's like Magnus. He was told to do nothing, and he did nothing wrong.
Yeah. I will say this real quick. That I don't know who Peter.
Right. Oh, Peter's the best.
I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah.
I can't say his name. I'm not going to try to say his name. But I do kind of dig how they're like, is he the Badcast?
He is a friend of the Badcast and a friend of ours.
Okay.
He was out here just recently hanging with Josh and myself.
Right.
Okay. I think that's pretty cool how he's doing do what you want, like be creative with these templates.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like a community
theme is king.
Of creativity.
Yeah.
So shout out.
Yeah.
Huge shout out.
Yeah.
I love it. Great stuff. Okay. Blake.
I chose as my elite choice.
Yeah.
Discord member Jake is pretty cool.
From our Discord or yours?
I mean, he might be on yours. I don't know.
He's not on ours.
No, he's not on ours. Not under that name. But
definitely, he wouldn't be on that.
Jake is pretty cool.
Yeah, he is.
Man, looking at
having
this
a son named Jake, I have to agree that Jake's are pretty.
Jake
cool.
is pretty cool. You know what? And he's been printing a bunch of 3D props and weapons.
Wow.
And he's been doing this for a while. I actually posted the other day, hey, you got anything new? But that first sword is a Diablo 2 crystal longsword. And those runes, you remember you would put runes into the weapons in Diablo 2?
Do it in Diablo
and it would
3.
change the features of it? Yeah. It was Diablo 3, right? It was
they
Diablo
do it in all of them. Yeah.
Either way, I think it started.
Gems of Runes,
Yeah. I don't remember this actual blade, but I remember these symbols.
Oh,
so when he first posted the sword, I'm like, I don't remember this sword in Diablo. But when he posted the runes, I'm like, oh yeah. And then there's a bunch of his looks like he has a power sword going.
Yeah.
And then he has some diedric weapons from
that's what they are.
The Elder Scrolls.
From Elder Scrolls.
The diedric longsword and the diedric axe.
What does he do with these things that he 3D prints? Is he just displaying them at his home or
just hanging out with him? There is a picture of him with a plasma pistol, but his face was in it, so I didn't have permission to put his face in there.
These look
but
awesome.
It's fully painted. You know, a lot of people are making these 3D printed weapon props. It's nothing new, but
they look cool.
I think it's cool, and I like his Elder Scrolls and his Diablo.
I think it's super.
But he's definitely made a bunch of 40K stuff too.
There's a shop out here in the Bay Area. Nice. It's in Danville that sells a lot of 3D printed prop weapons, including plasma guns and plasma pistols. Yeah.
Really? Out in Danville?
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you know the name of the shop by any chance?
Or maybe it's San Ramon. Danville is real. They're the
right
same
next
thing.
To each other.
Yeah. It's where I was playing with Brett. It's where I was playing with Sean Ireland, I think, or was. Anyway, I'll get the information to you.
Yeah, because I'd like to put a link to that in the show notes, in particular because also I may want to look at what they're offering. Okay,
I'm sorry, it's out in Antioch. When I was playing with Sean Ireland, I'm sorry, it's out in Antioch.
Well, I'm not going to Antioch for that.
I don't know. I don't know what Jake's doing with these, but I imagine it could be anything.
Yeah.
He's just being pretty cool.
A lot of cosplay. But a lot of cosplay is being done in the FDM world.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Okay. Let's just go right into hobby progress. We won't take a break. We'll just launch right into it. I'll go ahead. Let's go reverse order. Blake, let's have you go first as our guest.
You know what? Hobby progress. I've done a lot of 3D printing mostly. I haven't really been doing too much painting. I did have like a yearly goal of getting 2 1,000-point armies painted for Conquest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Dude, you still
the
got
summertime.
6 months.
I don't think it's going to happen. But I've been doing a whole boatload of 3D printing, 1490 Doom stuff, and Malediction stuff. Malediction.
Interesting.
Malediction is kind of the Loot Studios was doing like a magic and miniature skirmish game.
Mm-hmm.
I've played the actual game with Cheyenne, and it's a pretty good game. And then I've been using both the resin for the models and the FDM for the terrain.
They had a huge display at Adepticon, if I remember correctly. Malediction.
Yeah.
Are those official models? Because I know they also have like you can just play with standees. You can play with non-models like standees, but then are there official models you can print?
Yes.
Cool.
Now it's an interesting business model. I was supposed to talk to somebody from there pretty soon on the show. Maybe I got to see what's up. But yeah, you can play with standees, and the games I've played have been with standees.
Oh, interesting.
But the models are really good. I think Loot Studios is kind of a 3D model company, right? But Malediction, see, I think Malediction, I don't know. Loot Studios, as I heard of them before, and they do a lot of other stuff. I think Malediction might be using Loot Studios as their model people. Not sure exactly.
Interesting.
But yeah, and then Ed actually gifted me. He gave me a resin printer.
Oh wow!
It's
nice.
It's an older one, but it still does work. And
Ed has
I've learned a lot about
printers, so
yes, he does.
Yeah.
He has a stable of them, indeed. So yeah, 1490 Doom models, Malediction models. I already have a bunch of 1490 Doom modular castle stuff printed in FDM. And I just kind of bit the bullet, and I was going to like build a castle and glue it together and then put it on but I think maybe I'm just going to go with the modular thing and put them together like Legos. That way you can see how the game plays in different arrangements before I decide to make an actual table glued down.
Yeah. Do the castles, when you print them, do they have nubs on them?
You know, they don't have nubs. Actually, you know what? They do have nubs. They do have nubs.
Let it go.
Nope.
They have nubs where you can put like the battlements and stuff on top of the squares.
Yeah.
The
models look sick.
Those are called crenellations.
Cover works very different in 1490 Doom, though. So
I don't even. Is there cover? We're going to find out because
there is cover.
Because you're going to talk about you played a game or two.
Well, before we get to that, let's go with Don. What's your hobby progress?
I have. As I started writing it down, I realized I had more than I thought I did. I, for some reason, bought 3 packages of ammo grots. I got the box from GW this week, and when they were doing the last chance to buy, I ended up getting 3 blisters of ammo grots along with my Badruck, and they come in those. They still come in the little plastic blisters, but those plastic blisters, they don't heat seal them anymore. They just pop them together. Well, in the box they unpopped.
Yeah.
So I pick up this box from the mailing place, and it's all rattling around. I'm like, oh no, what's in here? So luckily, all the pieces, nothing like came out of one of the seams or anything. So all the pieces are there, so that's good. So I got my ammo grots, and now I think that boys units are going to start being able to take ammo runts, so that should help me. Somebody mentioned that. So I got a new box of Chosen, because as I found, Chosen are not equipped the same anymore. So I have to rebuild another unit of Chosen.
Yeah.
So I picked those up.
I think I have to rebuild some of mine too, Adan.
Yeah. Just today I was working on my Stampa, which had a bunch of travel damage from the trip to Grand Narrative last year or 2 years ago, in preparation for LVO, because we're going to have 4 of us playing in the doubles event, and all 4 of us are going to bring a Stampa, because the last game is all 4 of us together.
Oh, nice.
And Dave and Taryn and we all just, and Dustin and I just think it'd be hilarious to just have the Stampas out there.
That's going to be awesome.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And especially because
are you all going to be in orc regalia like Dave?
Dave and I will be. Taryn has a really cool power claw that actually moves.
That's good enough.
I'm hoping that Taryn will be. I don't know about Dustin. I don't know how much into that he is.
You're like, He's like, hey, that's a cool model. Mind if I look at it? Yeah, go ahead. No.
Crunch. Yeah. So that I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm getting a bunch of terrain ready because Scott Dennis is coming over on Sunday, and we're going to spend a whole day putting together and painting terrain to go with our nubby footprints for the new 11th edition layouts. Nice. I have stuff that we used last time that seemed to work okay, but I have a bunch of stuff, so might as well get on it. I finished Hive by Dave Abnett, which is very long. Yeah, Dan Abnett. Sorry, I had Dave.
Not his younger brother, Dave.
Yeah, no, it's not his younger brother. His evil twin, Dan. Dave.
He got a goatee, right?
Yeah, right.
Dave Abnett's pretty cool.
I think Dan does have a goatee.
So then
Dan's the evil one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that makes sense. That tracks.
He's a great writer. So Hive is long.
Yeah.
And when it started, I was like, okay, this is kind of slow when it first starts out. But then as you get the establishment of all the characters, it starts to roll really, really well. And
it is quite a journey. Yeah,
it is quite a journey. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but when we're off mic, because you all have read it, right?
Nope, not yet.
You haven't? Okay.
I finished it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll message you, Josh.
You and Josh.
Is it a 40K book?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think it's worth a Patreon episode where we. It's obviously going to be full of spoilers, but we just chat about it because it's awesome.
All right, let me finish.
It is really good.
That.
Yeah. I just started The Emperor's Finest by Sandy Mitchell. It's where Commissar Kane ends up on a ship with the Reclaimers chapter of Space Marines. And they're trying to deal with an insurgency in a particular, I think it's called the Valarian Revolt or something. I just started that. I tried to listen to Broken Saints again. I keep trying to start it, and those audio dramas, it with all the sound effects and all that, you can't really tell who's talking where. And yeah, I'm not.
Doesn't work for you. I like them.
It doesn't work for me. I mean, I think it's great that they do them, but it's just not my thing.
All right.
I painted the Trader Enforcer and his buddy Ogren for a Trader Guard, and I assembled and painted the Cultist Firebrand for the Cultist units in Chaos. That model is a pain in the patootie to build. Let me just say that. I was not a fan of that build experience.
We get a weird audio when you walk away like that, but okay.
It was not a fun model to build.
Okay.
So I'm kind of ham-fisted anyway when I'm trying to build stuff, and this was just not fun for me. But
did you dry fit it?
Repeatedly.
Wasn't me. I didn't say that.
We're hitting all the notes. We got the A's, the Necromunda, the dry fitting. I'm just keeping a list. I'm checking off the boxes as we go.
I am a firm believer in the dry fit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know
you gotta have the dry fit
as well. I'm not arguing that. Like, it's just funny that you always talk about it. That's what makes it funny. It's like scraping mold lines. It's like clipping. Yeah, it's like clipping models off of a sprue. Like, I don't talk about that part. Yeah.
Listen, all I know is it's either a sticker or something for the Dry Fitters Union.
Yes,
and it was given to me by Adan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And so whenever I think of building models, I think of dry fitting. I think of Adan.
That is true. I do the same thing, which is probably why.
Likewise.
I'm not the one who started that, but okay. Yes, I leaned into it, and I really appreciate y'all thinking of me as you're doing your hobby progress. I did some non-40K stuff as well. I won't talk about that, but that's me. There's a lot of stuff on there. So
talk about it.
I will punt off to Josh.
Why don't you want to talk about it? Was it Conquest? Did you do some Conquest stuff? Just say yes or no. Conquest. Blink twice if it was Conquest.
It was not Conquest.
Oh.
But okay, Lords and Heroes just did an episode on Conquest that got released this week.
Clearly.
I have it. Ooh. I have it queued up. I'm going to listen to it, Adan.
Good.
He won't. So anyways, I've been I've been taking advantage of our Tale of 4.5 Warlords that we're doing here in Santa Cruz and have the hobby motivation going with the Eldar. So finished a Warlock, finished up 5 Warp Spiders, and finished up 5 Dark Reapers. That was for my June commitment to get that point bucket up there. And then I've been plugging away with July, and I'm almost done with 5 Swooping Hawks, 2 Warlock Skyrunners, and then 3 Shroud Runners, which are a couple jet bikes. And Swooping Hawks have quickly become probably my favorite models to paint of the Eldar range. Really happy with how they're turning out. And then I've also been going slightly gangbusters with 3D printing, printing up some new terrain sets for 11th edition, just so I can have permanently a fixed bespoke like terrain ready to go, but then also and keep that separate from all my fully narrative non-foot printed terrain. So I've been printing up a set for that, and that'll get some painting in progress hopefully in the next couple days. And then I also printed up a bunch of 1490 Doom castle bits, and then also fighters for that. So yeah, having a good time with that. And then similar to Adan, I did just finish Hive, and I absolutely love that journey and can't wait to talk about it. If you guys haven't listened to Hive, it is a long book, but it's absolutely worth it.
It's great. It's worth if you're doing Audible, it's definitely worth the credit. You get your money's worth out of that credit.
Yeah, you get your money's worth.
Yeah. I usually go for long novels if I can find them with Audible.
I sort my wish list by length when I do my
get your money's worth out of those. So very nice. Very nice. I have started Hive, but I've also finally finished assembling my Defiler. I just kind of didn't do the weapons for a long time, but I've now finished that off. So I'm gonna, now that I've got my airbrushes back from Caleb, I can start painting him for my Black Legion army. So you can expect to fight against that pretty soon, Josh and Adan.
Yeah.
And then I also ordered, I don't remember who, I thought it was Josh I was talking to. It might have been Adan. That I was talking.
Both of us.
I was talking about wanting cultists for my Vastor kind of list, and I was looking at repurposing some of the Adeptus Mechanicus guys, but I just really the ones I liked actually will go on a much bigger base, and
this guitar,
I just wanted wanted some mechanical looking guys that look like cultists, and I found some 3D printed ones on Etsy. But as I go to look them up now, like he doesn't have them in inventory anymore because I think I ordered the last 2 sets of them. So I've got 20 of those.
Cleaned them out.
I got 20 of those coming. They look really good, and I'm just going to use them for cultists in that army because I really like the theme of that army having like a bunch of torn up mechanical looking cultists with them. So yeah, those are supposed to arrive relatively soon. So let's move on to games played, and I'll go reverse. So I haven't played any 40K in the last 2 weeks. Let
me guess. Arkham Horror.
Well, it's written down right there. You just read it. We did finish, Shell and I did finish our Arkham Horror campaign. I don't know if I talked about that last time, but that was the Drowned City campaign, and now we're starting another campaign that we have. So really enjoying that game. But
what's the new one you're doing?
It's the something circle. Unbroken Circle.
The Unbroken Circle.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
We're doing that one. And then this Sunday, we are going up to Herrick Games to celebrate Josh's birthday with a bunch of gaming up there. And so Aaron and I were talking about playing a game of 40K while we're up there. So I think I'm going to bring some terrain. And Aaron and I will play, hopefully, is Votan against my Chaos guys. What about you, Josh?
Nice. That's awesome. So we did our Tale of 4.5 Warlords, and I did get a game against Craig's Ultramarines.
Which are beautiful.
And they are absolutely incredible. These are like beyond the heavy metal team's paint jobs. Like he is doing a phenomenal job with this army. So they're so good.
I hate him so much because he's a fantastic painter, and he's like the nicest freaking guy.
The nicest guy.
Absolutely.
I bet you
absolutely a wonderful human.
I'll bet you he's a serial killer. He's got to have some like dark secret somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's this good.
Yeah.
He's a Dodgers
He
fan,
is.
probably.
Oh, that might be it. He and Travis came out.
So we played. It was interesting because we were both using priority assets for our dispositions, which is interesting that Ultramarines have priority assets. It doesn't seem necessarily fitting to their detachment because it's very much like Gladius, but Ultramarines for Blade of Ultramar, which was interesting. So we both had the sabotage mission. So Ultramarines wanting to go through like ruins and sabotage stuff didn't really feel that thematic, but we had a really fun game. It ended up being incredibly close. We did one rule wrong with hidden and go to ground where it actually came up and would have made a difference. And then I misplayed one thing since we didn't do the go to ground correctly. And that I had some warp spiders getting shot on the objective. And what I should have done was use one of my agile maneuvers to do a fallback. If they survive a round of shooting, they can fall back off an objective, which wouldn't have made them visible at all. But I didn't do that, so they ended up dying, and that ended up costing me the game by like 4 points. So I'm no longer undefeated in 11th edition. So I'm done with 11th edition.
You're out.
Yeah.
1-2,
I'm out.
1-2, lost one.
Yeah, 2-1. So yep, but it was super close. It was. We were playing in the it was only an incursion size game, so we were scores were a little bit lower compared to what a full size game is, just because you don't have that many units to do all the things with. There was like secondaries we couldn't score because we just didn't have enough units to do it with.
Sure.
But it was still an incredibly satisfying game experience, and it was awesome. And I think it was like 66 to 59 or something like that.
I have
like
found
it was
it
just
seems like
a few points.
Scores are higher in 11th edition, in my opinion, than previous.
Are you using the official app to score to run the mission, to run the game?
We did. We ran it through the War Journal, and it was pretty neat in that we were able to do the connection, like the code to connect, and like I could see his list and see what his stratagems are and stats and all that. Like it's nice, yeah. So and it worked great. They've gone in and improved a few things, and just quality of life keeps getting better. So it's awesome. And then non-40K, I got 2 games of 1490 Doom in with Jody, which continues to just be a very satisfying. It's for those of you curious, it's a very similar to Mordheim in that it's fantasy, terrain matters, there's climbing, there's ladders. The goal is to kind of get up as high as possible, but you only have 3 models. So there's good crunch, but you only have 3 models that you care about, and just go have fun. It's been an absolute blast. So
interesting.
Having fun with that.
So I've done 2 demos. I have the stuff. But I get to play like a game with someone who isn't either learning it or, so what did you think? Did you run the same Doom company both times?
So I've played 3 games now, and I've done a different group every time just to mix it up and see what they are. And what I've found is no matter what you choose so far, it has been incredibly well balanced.
Okay, cool. Because there's
the feat of balance.
16.
There's only 12. I guess there's some
like
special
16
characters that are out now. Yeah. So there's only a handful of archetypes that you can choose from. But any combination of that 3 so far has been very fun and balanced.
Yeah. And then there is some minor like weapon choices too. Like I like the brute. Did you run a brute?
Yeah.
Did you pick somebody up and throw him?
I did not, but Jody did. He smashed me and then tried to throw me off the top of the tower.
Yeah. So there is a little crunch in there with like your weapon options and stuff, but yeah. Okay, cool. I'm glad you dug it.
It's a small package, but it's been a very, very satisfying experience so far.
We could talk more about it someday. For sure. You hear about this? Hey, Carl, me and Josh are starting a new podcast. It's called I don't know. I'm not smart enough right now. I try to think of like a cool thing, like climbing to failure. A 1490 Doom podcast, something like that.
Okay.
Because Because in 1490 Doom, guys, humanity dies. Like you were playing like the last 5 years of the human race.
The Last of Us, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a happy-go-lucky, feel-good type game. And here's a side note. We all here saw that grimdark documentary, like where the guy from Napoleon Dynamite, he interviews John Blanche.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Adan, did you see the Napoleon Dynamite guy interviews John Blanche?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's out there.
It's interesting.
It's called the Grim in the Dark. One of the guys behind 1490 Doom was the director and had that documentary made.
Interesting.
So that crew of people seem pretty cool overall. A Utah group. Let's not judge them too harshly.
Right on. All right. So, did we go through everybody's games played?
Nope. I'm gonna tell you what I did.
Oh yeah, tell me what you did.
Tell you what I did. Listen
You're
to
gonna
this.
lean into the microphone.
Listen to this. I got third place in my Conquest Escalation League at our local store.
Oh,
I got
how many players?
Nice, dude.
How many?
Three.
Dude, there's like 12 people that have Conquest.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good, dude.
But
That's great.
I would say consistent players, 6. I've played 1, 2, 3, 4. I've played 5 different people in our local
solid.
Conquest community.
Yeah. Nice.
So I won third place.
Congratulations.
I think I could have done better.
Which faction were you using?
Nords.
Okay.
Nords.
Blake, did you win a prize for that, or was it just like bragging rights type of situation? Or
I got a poster. I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, it works.
It's a Nords poster from Parabellum Games.
Nice.
So heck yeah.
That's nice.
Nice.
And the whole goal of the escalation was to get people who have their stuff into it and running.
Right.
And now a lot more people have some models together. Now we're going to be doing team games. So most people didn't build all the way up to 2,000 points. I could do that because I have it all built. But now there's plenty of players who have a good chunk built, so we can start playing 2v2 matches. And so I was like, hey, can we extend the Escalation League a little bit more to do makeup games? And I could have gotten more points if I would have wrote my background fluff, but I just forgot every time. So I imagine I only played like half the games and I got third place. So I could have taken it to the top. I could have been a contender, but I ruined it.
So the
just
teacher
didn't want
didn't
it
do his
enough.
homework? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I didn't do my homework. God.
So your Nord faction, what style are you leaning into in the Nords?
This one was all half-bloods.
Oh, okay.
I mean, half-bloods. Yeah. So it was like a blooded warlord, and he was running with ogres. And by the end, I had like every boss had a mountain giant with them. And so it was a lot of like, there was like a shaman in there, but it was a half-blood focused warlord and group.
All right.
But I could have done other ones too, but I didn't want to have to build anything new.
Right.
Because the goal was I was going to paint, but I didn't paint.
Did anybody have a fully painted force?
No. But that is the condition of even the 40K scene anyway. I haven't been in my local store and seen too many fully painted armies regardless.
Yeah.
Really?
But you know what? A couple of guys got a lot of painting done and it looks really cool.
Nice.
I dropped the ball definitely on it. In terms of 40K, me and Travis did a weekend 11th edition crunch. We played 3 games of 11th edition in like a day and a half.
Little mini RTT there, yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it for a test drive.
Taking it for
your first 3 games? Yeah.
First 3 games were with Travis.
Yeah.
And I'm really
great
working.
person to play with.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, Travis doesn't like to lose. He's all narrative and all this, and he likes to win. Don't get it twisted.
Nobody doesn't like winning.
Some people love losing.
Oh,
those are called losers, Carl.
Yeah.
I don't play a loser.
None of those are represented here.
So it was Blood Angels and Space Wolves.
That's called the Argentinian World Cup team. Is what that's called.
Wow.
Wow. It was Blood Angels and Space Wolves all day long. And I only played with what I had painted.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of really limited now because Ed's not really painting my stuff. So, and I found in 40K, you really need a lot of stuff painted to kind of get different play styles. And
yes. But I think it's one of the advantages too of kind of the detachments and things that they've created is that you can have one codex that plays a multitude of different ways, but you do need some models to make it play that way. But I do think more than ever you get a lot of variety out of a codex than you ever did before.
So Blake, you're the guy who hosted an airbrush class in your house.
Yeah.
You can paint your stuff.
Dude, no, I'm okay. Oof. You're opening a can of worms here, and I don't know if we got time for this. However, I've decided I'll sum it up.
Retort to Adan right now.
I have decided that when it comes to playing 40K, I want to play with nice tables and well-painted models.
Yeah.
I am not going to paint my models well because I know what kind of painter I am.
You sound like
and
me.
If I'm going to be spending time painting, I'm not going to be spending it on 40K. I'm going to be spending on other game systems that I really want to play. And in terms of the scale of games I want to play,
right.
The ultimate thumbs down, the bottom of my list is Old World. It's a horrible game. Then I have like 40K over there. So there's a lot of other games I really want to put my energy into hobby.
Yeah, it's about prioritization. It's about prioritization.
That's because I curb stomped Blake in the Old World last year, and he threw in the towel. He's like, "I'm done.
Dude,
this game sucks."
But we had fun in the big
that was awesome
multi-group thing. It's just I've played Conquest now, and
yes,
and I decided, I talked to Tom. I'm like, hey, I like the Old World models, but maybe I don't like the Old World rules. Maybe I need to play Hobgoblin. Maybe I need to play a different rank and flank miniature rule set to go with these models that I like. But yeah, there's so much other hobby energy. I could put a lot of energy into Brimstone, into the Brimstone models.
Yeah.
So if I'm just gonna pay Ed to paint my stuff because I know it's gonna look really, really good.
Yeah.
And my whole army is gonna look like someone awesome did the whole thing.
Cohesive too, yeah.
Blake, how many points can you field right now for an army that is cohesive that you would want to play?
Optimal. It's not super optimal.
Can you do like 1,500?
I've done I think 15 is as high as I can go without too much of a proxy.
Right.
What I really need is I need a Death Company captain and a jump pack.
Right.
That doesn't exist, but I could build one and but yeah. So it's basically, I don't have a lot of selections, but I can do 15 easy.
The next game day we have where 40K is played, I would like to play you. Because I think I like the idea that you're like well-painted models on a good-looking table. Like that's what I'm all about.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna. I won't be able to accomplish that myself.
Yeah, you will.
I mean, I did paint one model.
Points of guys, you just said.
Yeah, I'm just saying I can't paint my stuff to the caliber of Ed.
Well, Ed is,
and I want my army to look good, and it's all Primaris too. I'm done with the Firstborn. I've put them on the bottom of the shelf. I'm not going to burn them.
Yeah.
But I did paint an assassin, and technically it's not a Space Marine, so I can paint it and not break my rules. So, and I do have a knight I can add to. I could do 2,000 points with a knight. And then for my third game, like 2 weeks after, we reunited with a local guy who was called Matt Longhair. And this was way back in the day. And I got to play 1,000 points with him at my house. And he ran his Red Corsairs. And his army was in my face immediately.
Yeah.
And I just spent the first part of the first half of the game just grinding everything down that he put in front of me until I was finally able to break out and start scoring and stuff like that. So I've played 4 games of 40K with my Blood Angel models, which means I have fulfilled my obligation to keep the models that were painted for me.
There was, yes. If you can explain the agreement for our listeners real quick.
So my co-hosts, Travis and Ed, in order to get me to play 40K, basically bought and then Ed painted the Death Company launch box from 10th edition, which was the 2 name chaplains and a bunch of Death Company Dreadnought. And they're like, okay, you have to play with these models 4 times a year in order to keep them on your shelf. And otherwise, I was able to accomplish that last year. Otherwise, they're going to take them back from me. So I accomplished it last year.
And I'm honored to say I was one of those games.
You were, and you really stomped us in that day. Ooh, that you really wrecked us. Jeez. And then I've gotten my 4 games for this year, but now we're on a 2-for-1. So for every 2 games I play with these models this year, they count for 1 game of next year.
You bank it for next year. Ooh.
What about for every 2 games you play, they do another unit for you?
Ooh.
Well, no, I'm paying Ed to paint them. I have the models. I have saying, I have some models.
What if you keep that momentum going to get Ed to paint you models?
I've already told Ed, here, I need this stuff painted. And he has a lot of jobs. He has a lot of things on his plate.
He's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, I really love the app, and I like the War Journal, and I like the fact that I'm able to look at my own stuff and track all my objectives. And at the end of every round, me and my opponent go through the thing one by one, and I really have a good understanding of what's happening in the game. Although I didn't like that I was playing somebody who didn't have the Chaos Codex in their officially in there, so I couldn't click on their army to look at their models, but I could see his list, and I could see his objectives and stuff, but I couldn't look at his actual models.
Oh, interesting.
And I
So
think
the person has
there's
to
something
have there. The person has to have the codex for you to be able to see their units. Oh, okay.
Because that's the only way to unlock the stats.
Didn't realize that was a limiting thing for you. I get it. I got it.
If I have the Chaos Codex, on the other hand, maybe that'll I could look at his units
that's a good
through
question.
my purchase.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
There's a discussion to be had about where the app is right now, and this whole thing that we could worry about some other time.
Yeah.
But I'm very pleased where the app is at.
Yeah, I would agree. I've said before, some of it's just a learning process for me, but I don't like that it takes me out of the game to track things. But it has in the game I played with Josh, and it definitely, and I think with Adan, it made sure we were accurate in our scoring, where we had missed things, or I had missed things, and so I appreciate what it does. I just kind of takes me out of the moment sometimes. So, and I think as I get more familiar with it, it'll speed up.
Yeah, the more reps we get in, the more second nature.
100% agreed.
And I was thinking, are the cards even useful? And I think they are, because you can have your cards down, which keeps your head out of the app. If you're worried about being in and you can reference those back and forth.
That's what
now,
we did.
Of course, everybody at home, I hate the company. I do not like Games Workshop
fan.
And what they're doing at all. I don't hate the studios. I like the studio people.
You don't like the business practices of Games Workshop?
No, horrible, detestable.
Fair.
Makes me sick. And so if I'm like, hey, this app's pretty good. I really like it. This isn't smoke.
Yeah, that's
this is something like I'm being completely on the level.
You would
about.
say if you did not like it, 100%. Yeah.
I'd relish the chance.
Yeah. Botch on that app.
Anyways, I have been playing 40K, and yeah, I'm looking. Maybe we're going to try to do a Dominatus campaign sometime soon.
Nice. I want to try that.
Nice.
I'd like to do that.
All right, Adan, I think we didn't get you in.
Correct.
Sorry about that.
I played. Oh, it's all good. I played a 1,000 point game with Anthony DeMori, and he had painted a bunch of terrain, and he wanted to use his painted terrain, so he brought a bunch of terrain over to the house, and we played his Black Templars against my Red Corsairs. It was only a 1,000 point game, and I think my units were kind of bulked out a bit for a 1,000 point game because I was running just kind of a subset of the list, and because I was running like a captain with 10 guys and a rhino. That's a huge block of points in one unit, and so I had very few units. But the Black Templars, he is very good at the surge moves and getting guys into contact, and he was very good with the movement piece of it. And I was like an idiot. I would forget about the surge move and shoot him anyway, and it was dumb on my part. But
I hate that surge move when you shoot things.
It's funny. It's funny because
ability. I just wish I had it.
Yeah. So back in the old 4th edition days, the Black Templars was one of the armies I used in events, and you could like roll in from one unit to another. And I used to do that same kind of tactic. And so I felt kind of stupid that I fell into the trap. So I need to stop drinking while I play. And so, but fun game. We did use the app. And I echo Blake's non-apologist view that the app is very good. And I also I use the cards, and I use the cards to kind of keep track visually on the board what I'm doing with my objectives.
Because you get a lot of units. Yep. You get a lot of cards. There's a lot of you can have like 10 things going on at once.
Yeah. Because cards don't go away.
Right, because they don't go away.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I love
not till you score them. I do.
Yeah, it was a good change. Yeah. So, but no, good game. I can say that I have a perfect record in 11th edition, so that's great. So I haven't won yet. So it was
losing them all. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think I beat it.
So you lost to Carl. So
perfect is perfect.
Perfect goose eggs.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Did his terrain have nubs?
That's probably why you lost.
It was very nubby. No, I cut out the footprints out of old mats and stuff like that, and my mats have the nubs. And
he put his stuff on top.
Yeah, it was I don't know if you remember this Kill Team terrain. It's square with kind of a round feature on it, and it doesn't really match the suggested terrain layouts necessarily. So we just kind of fiddled around with what was there and made it work. And we weren't too worried about it being exact, but it was a general layout, and we made sure that, rhinos could get through, and that was pretty much what we did. But it was a great game. And I'm hoping that we're going to get to play again soon. So.
All right.
Right on. All
nice.
Right. Well, with that, let's take a short break. We're going to come back, and then we're going to launch into the actual point of the show, the Warrior Lodge. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and now we're going to enter the Warrior Lodge. This is, again, a moderated discussion. I have some topics here that I have taken some notes on that I wanted to kind of propose to each of you. Now, you have had, we're not springing these on you. You have had opportunity to see the notes, see the questions, kind of gather your thoughts beforehand. But here we go. Topic number 1. How flexible are you on the 10 points for battle ready as a part of the score, and why? And I can see during, let's talk about both for official events and then when you're just playing with friends. Who would like to go first? Let's go with Blake. Blake?
All right, so I have my robes on, I have put the sacred incense into the fire at the center. Around us is darkness. We're in the lodge. We are warriors.
That's right.
Where's my coin? I want my lodge coin.
Okay. And now I will begin. Let's begin with the song.
Wait, we all need to take off our shirts.
yeah. Okay. I just wanted to go first so I can make like a lodge joke.
I love it.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have set the I should create an audio intro for this.
Yeah.
I'll do that next time.
Yeah.
With smoke and incense.
Yeah.
Blake's answer is going to be, I have no opinion on.
Smellomatic.
All right. Now that you've gone first, Blake, what are you saying about the topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm coming from building a lot of conquest stuff, and the conquest points are even more dicey in terms of getting things fit together. So I understand this. The feeling here. And I've played 4 games, and there was times when I was like, okay, I'm 5 points over. What can I kind of do to shift things around? But based off of choice, my restrictions with the models I have that are painted make this even more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I had a whole bunch of stuff painted, or if I could loosen my restrictions about playing firstborn models, I'd probably be able to overcome this a little bit better. However, sometimes swapping out a different unit to make that 1,500 points can really adjust and mess with what you're trying to accomplish play-wise. However, in an official event, you have to have standards and rules, and you don't get those 10 points. However, with friends,
You're more flexible.
that battle ready. Oh, wait, I messed up. Oh, this is for the score. I'm horrible at this. Okay, I was talking about list building, getting an extra couple 10 points.
Well, I can see what you're saying, but no, this is 10 points.
Yeah.
I take it all back. I take it all back.
10 victory points.
Where I thought he was going with this. Hold on. Before, why didn't
Okay.
stop you?
Tell me where you think I was going.
I thought you were going with
because I
this.
want to know what you were thinking.
Is sometimes you have to adjust a thing, and maybe you have to pull in a unit that you're not ready. It's not painted yet, and so you want to play it.
No, where I thought he was going.
That's where I thought he was.
Where I thought he was going is, hey, do you mind if I have 5 extra points in my list, or 10 extra points in my list because of the
I
units
totally read that
That's
wrong.
where I thought he was
I'm a
going.
dyslexic school
To
teacher.
satisfy a painting requirement versus.
To be clear,
okay.
the question involves 10
Yes.
points for having your
victory points.
Victory
Victory
points
points.
for having your army battle ready.
painted. So it's a soft score.
Yes.
So you get 10 extra points to your game score for having a battle ready.
Yes.
You should do that in official events. I think depending on your friends, depends on the culture that you're trying to grow here. I did it.
You personally.
I took each time I did because I want to win, and my stuff's painted. So, but I can see why people would be like, that's stupid.
But if you and I were playing and I had like, I want to use this one unit I'm testing out and it's not painted yet, but the rest of my army's painted, technically I'm not supposed to get those 10 battle ready points.
No, and you wouldn't, Carl.
Oh, against
because
you, I would not.
you
Okay.
Because you are a harbinger of the hobby. And I need to, if you're going to hold us up, we have to hold you up.
I think that's
It's kind of like AA where we have to support each other.
Okay.
I'm going to say no. You want to use that? You're going to get 10 points less.
All right.
But you know what? I've never in my 4 games. In my 4 games, 10 points hasn't made the difference.
Okay.
As far I could look back at my war journal and look for sure.
It makes a difference. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Man, I really butchered that first one. Off to a great start.
Adan, let's go to you. What about you?
Yeah. So if you're an official event, it's an official event, and if they make that as part of the event requirements, then you got to meet the requirement. And a finished base doesn't mean overspray from when you primed your models. So that's a specific reference to an LBO event. When playing with friends, my feeling is that if somebody shows up with models that I know that they've had for a while and there's no progress on them, then I'm going to hobby shame them, but I'll probably still give them the points. But I would at least like to see progress, right? You know, like the people I've been playing with have been doing me a solid, because every time I've been using the Red Corsairs, they've gotten more and more progress on them, and it hasn't really been an issue. But it's, friendly games in my house. So, and I would do the same thing. I would be in the same position with anyone else. If they showed up with an army I know they've owned for 6 months and there's nothing done on them at all, I'm going to mercilessly ride them for not having any paint on them, but I'm probably not going to do anything about the points.
Josh, what about you? You are a prolific painter.
I will take the approach. I'm going to hold myself to the incredibly high standard. So I'm never going to take those 10 points unless my army's painted, regardless. Friendly game,
right?
Event. An interesting take.
And that's what I've been doing too. At the beginning of my game to say, hey, I'm not going to take these points, and my friends have said, no, it's fine. I'm not going to do
if
that.
It's not like, yeah. Well, like Carl, you and I played a game, our first game of 11th edition, and like that day I had one model that I needed to paint for it. So I sat down for several hours and painted that model to make sure it was like, it doesn't have to be done.
Right.
Battle ready doesn't have to be finished, but it does mean it's painted.
That's a good point.
Real quick for those at home, what is the official criteria of battle ready?
You can see it on GW's website.
They have an example for it on the website. It's no longer the 3 colors and basing.
Okay.
It's fully painted.
Yeah, I mean,
it's painted.
What the thing that we used to say at the shop was, "Come on, if something's painted or if it's not. Let's not beat around the bushes. Do you really want to say that's painted? And so if it's black with the colors of a Jamaican flag on it, no, that's not painted." You gotta actually paint it.
Don and I both know we've seen that. Listen, my take on it is I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I personally, I don't think I really have played with anything unpainted in a while. I would not want to take the points, but if my opponent said, "Yeah, go ahead and take them," I would take them at that point. But like Don, you and I played, and your Red Corsairs were not done. But you were in the process of getting them painted. That's the thing I think we've always said amongst our group is, like, I don't care that it's not painted. Like, obviously, I'd love to see it fully painted. But if you're working towards progressing something and painting something, I'm all for it. Especially where it's like you're painting an entire army and it's going to take some time. But you want to play it and even test units out. Because I know and this is a little bit different, but when I paid to have my 1,000 Suns painted by Colin did a great job on them, and immediately in my first game I'm like, oh, I need screening units, I need some Zangors. Like, I realize I
need more.
I have made a terrible blunder here in terms of what my army build, and so immediately I was like, well, I need some Zangors to go paint. Like, I would have that's why I'm more flexible for somebody testing something out. But I like your point, Adan, of if I know you've had this for like a year and it's come to the table multiple times, I'm like, come on, either use it or don't use it. In official events, I think we're all in agreement that, you got to be fully painted to get the 10 points. That's that.
Those 10 points is like the victory lap on your bases, right? You do that final touch of your army, and this is the whole army wide, right? You do that black rim on your bases, you earn those 10 points.
That's right.
You get to profit for the rest of your games.
That's right. That's right. Only one time do you have to paint it, and then you profit for the rest of the time.
Or the brown rim. It doesn't have to be a black rim. It could be the brown rim.
I mean,
it could.
If you want,
it could be goblin green. But
you guys remember green rims?
Oh, unfortunately,
I remember green rims.
My Mordian army is all green rims.
All right.
Isn't it crazy that we've been doing this so long? We've seen trends in painting styles and like fashions gone in it. No one's doing a green rim anymore. It doesn't look right, but it was like that was the thing back then.
Well, it's because
if you were to show up with it,
it's because GW sold that green grass mat.
But it is interesting.
And it largely started in fantasy when you were mostly playing on grass mats.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Topic number 2. Now that 11th edition is dropped and you've maybe had a little bit of experience with it at this point, what goals do you have for yourself for this edition? Is there something specific you want to achieve this edition that you haven't before, or do you want to repeat something from before? And let's start with Josh, because I think I know what Josh's answer here is.
Well, I lost my game, so I'm done with 40K. So goals
right.
are
Next.
yeah.
Your goal is to stay undefeated. He's gonna go start that 1490 podcast now, and he's out.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Exactly. Me and Blake got a spin off already in yeah, exactly.
Climb to
yeah.
the
So my goal is pretty easy for this one. It's obviously get the Eldar army fully painted up and ready. It'll be a playable 2,000 points within a month or two. So it's like coming together pretty quickly. But I also have a large backlog of my ideal collection of this is I have at least one of every unit in the core craft world, not including Yunari, not including all the Harlequins at this point. I might expand later on, but
Exodites.
Exodites.
Kill team.
I'll definitely add some of those at some point, but I've got a good backlog that I want to get fully painted up for this army.
Yeah.
And that is the goal.
I kind of knew that was your goal. Adan, what about you?
My goal, so army-wise, obviously I bought an army for this edition, which was the Red Corsairs. And so I want to get to the point where I can play them effectively and that they're painted to at least an Adan standard, which is way far away from a Josh standard. But in terms of the idea of 11th edition in particular, I'd like to play around a little bit with the detachment mechanic and the fact that you can do different things with different kinds of detachments and play around with how you're going to structure your army. As it turns out, with Huron, there's only 2 detachments that he's kind of built for, is the Renegade one and the Huron one. So I won't be able to play around with that as much with that army, but I could do it with the other 27 armies that I have. So I'm going to play around a little bit with detachment musical chairs.
Nice. What about you, Blake? You kind of talked about painting models and how you don't want to paint. Yeah,
I'm not.
Do you have any goals with 11th, or are you focused on other stuff?
He's done his 4 games, Carl.
I did my 4 games.
That's true.
However,
that was his goal. You got a good point. You got to bank some for next year.
I could 2 for 1 it.
See, you and I could play a game, and that gets you halfway to your first one.
Yeah, and the thing is, I really would, and I would say probably my biggest having Ed paint some stuff up for me is a big deal, so I can have a little bit more options, so I have more runway to play with.
Yeah.
But what I would like to do is the Dominatus campaign cards that were launched in the box.
I agree.
And you could do that with 5 games.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to be the new Crusade, but it's definitely a Crusade-ish, a lot less bookkeeping.
I'm changing my answer. Changing my answer.
You can't steal Blake's answer. Blake's is original and unique.
I get the best answers.
You do.
I have the best answers. I got the best answers. I think my main goal is, try to, if I'm going to play, try to be more narrative. Like try to add narrative to it. Because when I played with Travis, it wasn't about the narrative. It was about learning the rules and then getting this cranked out so he knows how to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best way for me to do that is that Dominatus card set to really get narrative play involved.
And by the way, I think your approach with Travis is not wrong, especially while you're trying to learn the rules. Like, let's learn how the rules work and then layer the story more into it. It makes it a lot more palatable.
And Travis is playing a lot with Jason Butler, who's no slouch when it comes to 40K. So Travis needs to get dialed in.
Let me tell you, Travis is pretty dialed in. Travis has been playing his Space Wolves like a lot, and he has played against competitive people. I've seen Travis's skill like advance significantly. Yeah. He's quite a good Space Wolves player.
I will say he has a lot of units to pick from.
Yeah,
in his Space Wolves list, and some of them are not optimal whatsoever.
Right.
So there's still going to be definitely lanes to be playing in with your armies if you want to win, but you're never going to get rid of that in a miniature game.
Yeah.
But I think the Dominatus card campaign set will be the
on ramp to narrative.
Yeah.
I think the forced dispositions really changed the definition of optimal now too, because killing is not necessarily your goal, depending on what your mission is.
Right.
So I think lists are going to start looking a lot different.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of lists, I think that's kind of my goal. Is I have a fairly large Black Legion army at the moment, but I really play kind of two different detachments from it, and I'd like to expand it even a little bit further so I can play, maybe 4 or 5 different detachments authentically from it. So I just want
because there's a ton.
I want to get as much
ton of detachments.
as much use out of that codex as I can, because it's been a long time since Chaos had a really great codex, and I think the 10th, 11th edition codex is quite enjoyable to play. So
and all those detachments you can play all sorts of ways. And once again, if you have a very mature and bought in set of models to go with your army, you can play a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're just starting out, I think you might have to pick a detachment lane and stick with it, and then start expanding out.
All right. Well, since we're still talking about 11th edition, what is the one change that they have made that you absolutely love? And then what is the one change you either wish they did or you're disappointed in the way the change was made so far? I'll go ahead and go first. since I've let everybody else go first this way. First off, I absolutely love the fact that your secondary mission cards do not go away. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I felt lost a game because I drew poor secondary mission cards, or just secondary mission cards that were just like not really realistically achievable at certain points in the game. And it just seemed to me that I was regularly drawing these cards that were frustrating when they may have been useful earlier or later, but now that they all just continue to lay out, I think that's part of what's leading to higher scores, for one, but also it just made me feel like I was more in control of what I was doing on the table. And then the thing I'm disappointed in so far is the strict adherence to table layouts. I get, again, and I've said this for years, like, I get it for tournament play, that's cool, but it feels like people are saying, like, this is the only way to play the game, more than ever. And I think that really the jokes about the nubs and such, I think that's where it really exemplifies itself. It's like, really? Like,
well, some people aren't joking.
If you can't handle no nubs on these mats, you certainly can't handle a table that I want to play on, right? And like Adan, you and I played a game that was not even close to really we kind of were like, I guess
it was similar.
That's close enough.
If you squinted your eyes and looked through your hand a little bit,
But the layout looked great on the table. The terrain looked great on the table. We, had to be like, okay, let's call that in. That's fine. Again, wouldn't work in a tournament setting. Got that. I just don't want people to lose the soul of the game. And I think some of the soul of that game is not every battlefield is a ruined city that looks identical on both sides of the table. That's just me. Okay, those are my two.
I can go quick.
Yeah.
The app.
Oh,
I'm in the app. I'm an app guy now.
Nice.
Even last edition, like, I can't tell you the last time I actually opened my codex. Like, I just looked at the app, played from the app all the time. It was great.
Yep.
And the company's in a weird spot right now with these books that are meaningless, and I can't get a code for cheaper.
I think that's.
But I'm paying for this app, and they can't.
We'll I would with give new the 11th company edition books.
Yeah. I just did a whole reformat of my hobby space, and I have 9 Blood Angel codexes.
All from 7th edition.
And one's a White Dwarf issue.
White.
Yeah, one was
it's
a white
double
dwarf
White Dwarf
pages.
issue.
That's right.
Yeah. It was 2 White Dwarf issues. Yeah.
I would give them. I don't know. I'd give them more money. There's no reason for me to buy the app right now. There's no reason for me to buy the app. I play one game at a time. I can have one list at a time. And all the app does to unlock it is make more lists. What I want to do is I want to pay. So this is also even though I like it, this is where they could go different.
Okay.
I would pay more money to be able to look at every single codex.
Well, sure.
And it's like, they're getting more money from me.
But are they getting more money than selling all those codexes?
No, because here's the deal. Someone's going to be like, awesome. "Oh, I like these new Exodite models. I love the guys on the dinosaurs, and I know they're not in 40K yet, but let's just say they were. I wonder. I love the models. I wonder how they look on the battle. I wonder how they look on the game. What their stats are. Oh, I can't look at these models on the app because it's behind a paywall. But if I could pay $30 and get everything, $25 and get everything, that might lead more people to now, oh, these dudes actually play real cool. So I'm going to go buy these models now. I think, and I feel horrible saying this, they're leaving money off the table by not charging us more money to look at everything inside of their armies to get people to buy those models now. But hey, that's okay.
Sell me all the codex content for $25, $30
a month.
Oh, a month?
Not all the.
Yes.
Ooh. Not all the content, just the stats. Not all the lore, just the stats.
Okay.
Who reads the damn lore anymore?
Data sheets.
Yeah, just give the data sheets for what matters. You know what I'm saying? And there might be a little blurb that goes at the data sheet. If you're doing the lore these days, you're on a YouTube channel that's not even run by GW.
Now, you know what?
Because they're doing a better job than GW.
I would argue that.
No.
I would argue that a lot. But one thing that did disappoint me in this edition that they didn't come out with a big, thick book, too. Like, I like the small rule book.
It's on the way out.
But one of the things, like, when people ask, well, where do I learn about 40K and the factions, I always say get the rule book for 10th edition, just read the lore part, and then once you understand that, I'll recommend some Black Library books, because like that gives you a good fundamental, and like that's missing for 11th edition. Yeah, you
need like a lore primer, which is Combat Patrol. The app is great for me, but also I think they could do things differently. But whatever, I'm not making those choices.
No, but that's
or
good.
At least
it's good and drawbacks. Yeah.
Or at least sell the codes cheaper without the book.
Yeah, and that's actually my prediction this year, Blake. We did some predictions at the beginning of the year, and I think they will sell the code. I don't think they will sell it for remarkably cheaper than the book, but I think they will sell it just a little bit cheaper. So, Josh,
what do you got, Adan?
Oh,
I'm taking control of the show now.
Do it.
I'm excited. I'm riled up.
Thank God.
I'm upset at GW.
Man,
what's up next?
It's about time.
Take the Red Bulls away from that guy.
Here.
I in my notes I wrote down the app as well. I do like the app quite a bit, and as it interacts with the cards, I like the ability to lay the tactile cards out and use the app as kind of a double check backstop, like what Carl and I did. I like that a lot, and I think the thing that kind of disappoints me, there's two things, but one is on the list for later, so I'll wait for that, is that they didn't put any optional building rules into the... I used to love the idea of buildings, and you could enter buildings, and you could fight from buildings, and you could blow up buildings, and buildings
Bunkers.
were a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so... it would have been great to get an optional, and maybe they're going to do like a Cities of Death style supplement where they'll do that again.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
And I really enjoy that aspect and having that kind of flexibility. And so I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have that as part of the alternate advanced rules for 40K.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's my disappointment.
I missed your... I was laughing too hard about Blake taking control of the... What was your
the thing I enjoy is the app and being able to use the cards as a physical backstop, and using the app is kind of to backstop my view of the cards.
It was handy.
So it's kind of like a double check kind of thing, but I like having the cards still and being able to have them out on the table and be able to see what I'm trying to do. And I completely agree with you that when you draw that card about being in 3 different table quarters on turn 1, being able to keep that card because you're going to do it eventually is very nice.
Yeah, that's huge.
Well, I'll go next.
Okay.
Well,
hey,
you're
Josh,
last.
what do you have to say? I'm in charge now. What do you have to say, Josh?
You've lost the ball, Carl.
Yeah. So I would say that the top thing that I'm really appreciating, I agree with everything you guys have said so far, but the dispositions and the asymmetrical mission play. For how many different factions we have in 40K and now each of them wants to play in a slightly different way, and the matchups of how those are paired off determines the mission. I really, really appreciate what that is doing for the game. And the fragile, fast armies aren't trying to stand out on the open on an objective. That's not what they're about. So they're trying to do something thematic, which is bringing the game. It's a little bit more narrative to the game, but also it's just a different play style, which I think is just healthy for the game in general.
It is.
I think
super
you're right.
cool.
I think it does make it more narrative. I think.
Yeah, it's a really good call out, though. It does force you to do different things. I really like it.
Yeah. The one thing I wish they changed, or while I really love that terrain objectives are terrain. I agree with Carl on that. The terrain itself is a little lackluster. I think it's a little too strict and stringent. I get that for somebody. It's having a conversation for 2 players meeting across the table in an event that haven't played regularly. But I definitely feel that you can still play the game just fine without the footprints. You can just get terrain objectives where you need them, and you can look at the deployment maps even of where those are supposed to land, and you can do that without footprints. And
I think you
can figure it out.
The value of being able to set things up quickly and reliably in an event it obviously makes this useful. But I agree with you, as long as you kind of chat about it and say, yeah, it's kind of like the Carl and I had. Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah,
good enough.
Yeah.
Which I'm with this terrain thing. With this terrain thing, it's definitely the biggest topic of 11th edition.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of wondering, what does light cover look like on a green map with foliage and plants? All we're seeing is what light cover looks like on Armageddon, since that's the launch world that's coming. And there's going to be the pre-painted terrain that's coming. So are they going to be having new layouts with new planets and campaigns with more pre-painted setup? Because what I'm saying? All I'm seeing is ruins.
They just put out a template you can use to build Aldari-looking terrain. Maybe they're going to start doing that with White Dwarf and things. So they print out a thing where you can print it out, and you can use cardstock to build your own Aldari terrain. So
Adan and I did something that worked really well, and he brought it up. I was trying to stand up this tree, and he's like, "Oh, just lay it down." And now it's laying down. That's the light cover there across the thing. I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Going back to my days in the Army, you would have cover and concealment, and you would set things different ways. So you could. I think it could easily be represented in different ways on the table. And I think people like Peter are doing things that look really, really cool in that regard.
I think the discussions that we're having about terrain right now are going to be very different in a year.
You're probably correct. You are probably correct.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's going to hinge on
it'll evolve.
What GW makes, what products people can buy, and how, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I kind of like the idea of you're buying Armageddon Battlefield in a box. It's pre-painted.
I kind of like that idea too.
Next you're gonna buy the Catachan Battlefield in a box along with the campaign cards.
I will point out that that's what they're doing on a smaller scale with Spearhead. Yeah. Every quarter or every 6 months, they're putting out another box with another style of terrain, with another style of cards, another style of board for Spearhead.
Well, so maybe they're Spearhead. This is the one other, and I should admit, this is the one other disappointment I have, is that Combat Patrol does not seem to have.
Well, we'll talk about that later. That's why I said I'll talk about it later. That's one of the topics we have for later. Yeah,
I'll talk about that later. Okay, all right. So why don't we do this? Let's take a short break. We'll come back and we'll hit on some more topics. We'll be right back.
All right. And we're back. So, guys, we've talked a lot about these different topics in the first half, but now we're getting in the second half of this. And so right now, there are 2 video games coming out soon that appear to be somewhat in competition with each other. You got Dawn of War 4 and Total War Warhammer 40K. If you know those games, they're very, very different from each other. They both have some very interesting videos out there. So for you guys, questions, do you favor one over the other? Are you going to buy one, both, none? Like, where do you stand on that? And if so, why? So, Carl, why don't you start us off here?
Okay. Thanks. Man, that's how a professional does it.
Wow.
So smooth.
Fantastic, dude.
So, I guess we have a new...
He's been doing
a new
it
daddy
longer
now.
than I have.
It's true. I'm a pro.
It's very, very true. So, yeah, historically, I have struggled with the Total War series. Even the like Total War Fantasy version of Warhammer, I really love graphically, but when I play it, I feel like, I don't know, I feel disconnected from what's happening on the table. I have a hard time like judging like this unit is good against this unit, and I just kind of throw my units into things and watch them kind of beat each other up, and I go, I don't know if I should be retreating or what. I'm not very good at it. I'm sure there's more depth to it. That being said, like the videos are phenomenal looking, and like the damage and the battlefields and everything just look incredible. Dawn of War has always been very close to my heart. I very much have enjoyed most of the Dawn of War games. Dawn of War 3 didn't hold me quite as well as 1 and 2. But I think they're kind of going back to the right philosophy for 4. So I'm very anxious to buy and play Dawn of War 4. I will purchase Total War Warhammer 40K purely for the spectacle of it. I'm hoping it hooks me because it sure graphically looks really, really cool. So I'm going to end up probably buying it.
I wonder if you'll like the gameplay more of that, because it will be 40K range combat gameplay more so than fantasy, which you've never been in love with Warhammer Fantasy Battles as the game system itself.
No, but I love the world, honestly. And it wasn't until like the world got retired that I was like, oh no, like this is really cool. Like I didn't realize how cool it was. I love the Warhammer Fantasy RPG, like I love everything about the world. But yeah, I did struggle a bit with just the way the combat worked. And I've always had this problem with Total War. I know people love it. I know some people love it, but it's never clicked for me. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm in for both, but while I might buy them day one, my goal for this year is definitely painting, and video games absolutely will just kill my hobby progress that I'm making. So I will pick up both and I will play them both eventually, but they're not necessarily day one, midnight release, downloading both and firing them up right away. But I'm excited for both.
I got through this level of Dawn of War 4.
Yeah. Or I played one game of Total War.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for the Total War campaign and just the big universe and how many races are
stunning.
Playable in there. And like, I think the scale of that, it's going to be really fun and satisfying. So in the long run, I expect I will probably get more legs out of that, but I think it's going to take me a while to get there.
Fair enough.
What about you, Blake?
I got a lot to say.
Oh, good.
First off, Dawn of War, very different than Total War.
Yeah.
Right? There's 2 very different game styles. And I was never a Dawn of War guy necessarily. But I was a Total War guy.
Interesting.
And I'm talking like medieval Total War 1.
Wasn't that? Oh, it was before Rome, right? Total War Rome.
Medieval Total War. Then it was Rome Total War. And then Medieval 2. Oh, Medieval 2 Total War. Man, I tell you, I conquered all of the Spanish Peninsula with the Navarrese.
The king of Iberia.
Yeah. And okay, so I was thinking about, someone said to me, how is 40K going to work in the Total War spread, like their style? And I said, you need to go and play Empire Total War and Napoleon Total War. Because when they did Empire Total War, it was basically cannons and muskets in Europe. And having your, because the introduction scenario was at Bunker Hill when you are fending off the British coming into the colony. So that puts you at the era that they're doing this Total War, the 1700s. And I wasn't sold on like the shooting mechanics inside a Total War game, which is always block infantry going at each other. But man, it worked. I spent many hours in Empire Total War, and it was great. And I can see now, if you can use the Empire and Napoleon Total War system on the battlefield in Warhammer, it's totally going to work.
The thing that excites me about it, quite frankly, compared to Dawn of War,
campaign,
is the scale of the battles.
Yes. And the thing about what I loved about the Total War system was I can't build like in Rome Total War, I couldn't build legionnaires unless I upgraded the towns. And now I have a grand strategy on the map. I have navies, and the navy battles will happen. And I'm using agents to move in and out of different territories to sabotage or assassinate leaders. And it's just like, I have to develop my economy. And I develop my economy by choosing to build these buildings. However, if I'm building a fishery, that means I'm using that slot and I can't build a naval college. So now this province is going to be better at building food and resources. This other province, I might need to focus more into a naval warfare province.
That's
Blake,
all part of
Blake,
the campaign.
Yes, that's the grand map.
Okay.
Blake, did you play the old world Total War Warhammer Fantasy Old
There's
World?
3 of them.
It's on my wish list, and I'm waiting for it to get to real cheap before I buy it.
Okay, so
But-
you haven't seen how they've ported it into a Warhammer IP.
Yeah, but from what I understand, you are still developing towns.
You're still doing
You're
it
still
that way. Okay.
developing your areas,
You are.
Yeah.
and you're choosing and you're making choices. Is
Right.
this province? Am I going to put my money into getting higher tier troops, or am I going to put my money in developing more armor, or whatever? So I think that could be really fun, and I think more people are going to be into this Total War than the Dawn of War. That's just me personally.
Well, you're getting me excited talking about it, Blake. So maybe when it comes out, we play it together.
I don't know about that. Okay.
Right. Well, I try.
I got a lot of hobby to do.
You got painting is your main objective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good, and I think there's space for both of them, because Dawn of War players, those are RTS guys, those are StarCraft guys.
Yeah,
they're not doing the same thing as the Total War people. However, you can do both.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're fighting over the same player, and the chances are most of you 40K marks are going to buy both. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the sucker for it.
I will. Yeah,
I didn't sell out. I bought in.
Yeah,
precisely.
Don, what about you? You're not a huge video game guy for the most part.
So are these things that you do you like play them on a computer or?
Here we go. And you wonder why we make old jokes. Like you wonder.
Oh, the files are inside the computer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Start taking inside of the computer.
Have you upgraded to DOS 6.0 yet?
They have a 6.0.
All right, move on to the next question.
What's your floppy drive?
Okay, so just for context, all right. I used to actually write video games in BASIC way back in the day before they had personal computers. So yes, I know what computer games are. Yes, I played computer games. I wrote them while I was in school. So in BASIC and then in C, yes. So it was part of the programming class. You had to write game stuff. So yes, I know that video games exist, and I have spent many an hour playing Tacticus on my phone and things like that. But I don't do console and PC games really.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So just not my thing.
All right. Let me move on to topics.
It looks great. The videos look awesome.
I'm going to steal this from Blake. But let me move on to topic 6.
Yeah, I will relinquish control.
Thank you.
You
I have the
wrestling back control of the console here.
As I said earlier,
I release you.
one of my disappointments is that the combat patrol rules have released, and they do not seem to take much inspiration from the Age of Sigmar Spearhead rules. Are you disappointed in this, Adan, or do you not care about it, or is this irrelevant to you? And let's start with Adan. I'm
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my greatest disappointment about 11th edition by far.
Botch.
This is a total misstep.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that it has been very, very obvious for quite a while, the popularity of Spearhead, the effectiveness of Spearhead. I don't understand why they're not looking at sales within their stores where people are buying stuff specifically to play Spearhead. I mean, I think it's a sales driver.
Yeah.
And when people talk about Combat Patrol, they talk about how some of them are so much more powerful than others, and Combat Patrol events aren't fun. And you hear all this kind of this noise in the background, taking away from Combat Patrol. And by the same token, you're hearing even more noise in the foreground about how wonderful Spearhead is.
Yeah. Certainly,
and
I've
so
heard that from you and Justin. A lot.
It's such a misstep. So yeah, I'm super, super disappointed by it. I'm hoping that at some point they're going to release a new Combat Patrol pack, and it's going to have all of that stuff with maybe terrain specific to it. I don't know, but yes, it's disappointing. Now, Combat Patrol is played on a map that's twice the size of a Spearhead map, so maybe they're waiting to be able to do something that's that large. I don't know why, because Warcry is a double size. So I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it. Maybe they spent too much time playing around with the app and nubs. But yeah, it's a big disappointment.
Josh.
Yeah. So Spearhead is an incredibly satisfying experience, and it's the only Age of Sigmar I've played in recent years, like at least the last 5 years. And I really love it as a self-contained system. Mm-hmm. What I will say, though, is what I think they are doing with Combat Patrol is making it a much more direct one-to-one. This is your true intro to 40K.
It is.
Start with that, buy that box, and this will take you into a larger game, or you can play it self-contained. I don't know if you guys looked at the Combat Patrols and things that they have released. It all came out today, so there hasn't been a lot of time to dig into them. But each Combat Patrol is a fully asymmetric mission, so very similar to your dispositions in full-blown 40K. Your Combat Patrol has dedicated objectives they are trying to achieve.
Right.
And that is, I think, a very good on-ramp for players to check out a new box, see how that army plays, and then grow from Combat Patrol into full-fledged 40K.
That's an excellent point.
I don't disagree that Spearhead in and of itself is a really well self-contained, just beautiful modern game design experience.
So Josh, let me ask you this. Based on what you've seen so far today, let's say the Orc Combat Patrol is the force disposition style that it plays at. Does that roll in very conveniently into the existing detachments in the larger army set?
I haven't looked in enough detail to tell you that, but I think what you get in the box is pretty true to what that mission wants to do of the few that I looked at. So I think it's a good on-ramp system for players to be like, I bought this box. I'm going to get a feel of this army. I can see what these units do, and I can then grow into 40K. And I think with Combat Patrol, they're getting more new players playing that and then growing into armies that way, and like new players to the game and playing it. I think it's a different customer base where I think Spearhead is just a really fun experience. Players aren't necessarily buying Spearheads and then like growing into larger armies from there. So they might just have that Spearhead. I think because it's a more self-contained experience.
That's a very interesting point, because both Adan and Justin have told me, oh, you got to play Spearhead. Like, Spearhead's the way to play Age of Sigmar. And I don't hear a lot of, I'm playing Age of Sigmar.
You have a Skaven Spearhead, right? And you wouldn't need to go from that. Like,
I mean, that's an excellent point. Maybe they're looking at the Spearhead sales and going, but people aren't buying.
We developed too good of a game.
Well,
and I also wonder,
but I think 40K sells more, so having that on ramp for a game that's going to sell more in general is going to be the better financial decision for them.
Right.
Yeah, this was a real sticking point. This is a sad part about 11th edition for me. I was hoping to have a 40K Spearhead experience.
Yeah, I think we all were.
Not going to happen. But and I'm not going to buy into Age of Sigmar that way. It'd be easier for me to have a Spearhead inside the 40K universe for me. One thing to consider is the guy who wrote the rules for Spearhead doesn't work for the company anymore.
That is true.
He's on his own now. And he will be producing his own game soon, by the way. He's on YouTube. You can find him.
It's called
He talks a lot. No, I can't remember his name, but he's talked a lot about rules development.
Yeah.
That's been exciting for me to listen to. And then
the guy who wrote Blood Bowl and Titanicus left the company too. I mean, not Blitz Bowl.
That's a different guy. He's done.
He left the company too.
He's done the Fallout Factions skirmish rule set.
Yep.
Two very good designers that made their way in the studio, and then they went out and have done their own things.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to go the way I want it to, because like Josh was saying, this is the onboarding process to get people into 40K.
That's a good point.
And if
if
they do something different, it's not going to be called Combat Patrol. I mean, they have a thing called. They have a thing already called, what's the other
Kill Team?
Kill Team.
They already have Kill Team,
which is not.
So if you're looking,
which is specifically not an onboarding to 40K, like they have made it its own game.
Which is kind of.
I think that's all the more reason that they've probably are sticking with this direction for Combat Patrol.
That's a very good point.
And Spearhead, I think Spearhead has kind of really taken the steam out of Warcry.
Oh yeah,
Warcry's done
because it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. Spearhead is more units on the board than Warcry is, but it's still that size of a board, about the same time commitment.
It's filling the niche.
Yeah.
And the guy who wrote the first edition of Warcry, it's the guy who wrote the rules for Spearhead, by the way. The problem with Spearhead, the problem with Warcry was you're not going to accidentally stumble into a 2,000 point Age of Sigmar army playing in Warcry.
Well, it wasn't intended to when it first started.
Right.
No.
Right.
So I think Warcry is off to the specialist land, and that's fine
for sure. Yeah, and they did say that they did say more stuff is coming out for it.
It's so interesting that that the development of a game is also consigned to the economics of where it sits in the pantheon of games that the company is producing, right?
It's got to be.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's just it's kind of interesting in the way that it's like I could write like the greatest version of a tabletop futuristic battles game that GW's ever seen, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to publish this.
Well,
because we have 40K, right?
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, sorry to interrupt, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to be sorry. I listened to the guy talk development of Warcry, and he was saying the best part of his job was doing research and development for the design studio.
Yeah.
And when they're doing R&D at the design studio, they're like, just go do whatever and document it, and then we will have the paperwork for later.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he built Warcry, he built it off of a role system that came from Jervis Johnson 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the work that they're doing in the R&D, you never know when it's going to pop out.
Yeah.
Because it's owned by GW. It's owned by the company.
Yeah.
And so however, someone could design the greatest 40K army, the space army,
right? Yeah.
inside the studio right now. But just wait, you might see a mechanic from that pop into some other game someplace,
100%,
and you'll see it in some other. You see the bones of it someplace else.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah.
I think we're all disappointed.
Yeah, I think.
Are we all disappointed on Combat Patrol?
I am, but I think Josh and you, Blake, have raised some really good points as to why they probably did not go that route. And in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. As disappointed as I am in it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I mean, I'm not the company.
But it does make sense.
Yeah. All right. Final topic. It looks like you're going to have a choice of the type of codex you want to buy, Blake. Now, I don't know anything about the codes yet, but they are returning to softcover codexes, which
I heard that.
Which
smaller too.
Which come in a slipcase, and the slipcase looks kind of flimsy. It's not like a Forge.
I still won't throw it away.
Okay, we'll see. And there's going to be a hardback option, which you can buy if you want, like the collector's edition. Is this something that matters to you? Do you prefer hardback or softback? And I can remember a time where people were complaining that the books were not in hardback because War Machine books were hardback, and they weren't in color because War Machine books were color. So GW put them in hardback and in color. And now I have seen people on forums say, you know, I should just be able to get this a softback. Why do they have to print it in color? You can just print it in black and white. And I'm like, man, you are damned if you do and damned if you don't if you're Games Workshop at this point. So, Blake, since you want codes only, do either of these matter to you?
Is the soft cover going to give me a different code?
I highly doubt
than
it.
the hardcover.
No.
Okay, then I'm going to buy the soft cover so I can buy the
each
code.
book's going to have a unique code, so yes.
But you know what I'm saying.
But it's not going to unlock something different.
Yeah, it doesn't unlock anything different.
The digital content's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have 9 Blood Angel codexes. And you know what? It might be easier on my IKEA shelves if they were soft cover at that point.
Fair enough.
And at lore, just go on YouTube and get all the lore you need. And I was actually talking to Ed about
or you could just
how do I
to Show of Force episodes by the independent characters.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. What I'm getting at is you don't need the company to get your lore ingested. And you're right. The Show of Force would be a fantastic way to do that.
But they are progressing the lore.
That's the argument that the owner of our local shop was talking about. Yeah. Is like, yeah, you will see updates and things. But I was thinking about, okay, how can I really use these codexes now? Because I don't use them. I use them to get the code and that's it. And then I look briefly at the art. But I'm like, okay, so maybe if I'm going to paint my Vindicare Assassin, before I paint my Vindicare Assassin, I'm going to crack open my Imperial Agents book and maybe read a little bit about the Vindicare Assassin, close the book and start painting. Because otherwise I'm not getting any use out of this book. So you might need to incorporate these books into part of your ritual of hobby, and maybe that can help. Because we're already incorporating Show of Force episodes, lore videos while we're painting. And it doesn't seem like a physical book fits where we're at on that. Yeah. So give me the soft cover. It'll be $5 cheaper, but whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then
$25.
$25?
Is that what they're
as opposed to they've hinted at $25 being price point?
Oh, that's really good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, what's your take?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it, but we'll see it when we see it.
The company man says no.
They said that on it was either the QA, I think it was the Q&A. It was $25 for a soft book.
Maybe they meant 25 pounds.
25 pounds.
Oh, I'll do the math right now.
Still like $30.
Yeah. Versus 50.
Even
like
30
it's still going to be a
is
savings
good deal. Yeah.
I'm actually very similar to Blake on this one in that my books aren't getting cracked. They are there for the code, and I will look at the art. I will occasionally go back and flip back through lore, like if I'm looking for something specifically. But the codex isn't the main place for me to get lore anymore. Yeah. And I don't think the lore in the codexes is really reflected in the games anymore. Like the game is so gamified in its own way and it's abstracted from the lore that I don't think most players honestly even care about that one-to-one. Like they care, but but that's not necessarily the main motivations anymore for a lot of players.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, obviously, but for a lot of players. So yeah, if we can even just get the digital code, I would probably go that route. But otherwise, I'm definitely like soft cover is fine for me. Yeah, I've like for the Eldar, I've got the Jess Goodwin book that amazing listener sent me. So I've got all the art and lore I need in there, and that makes me happy. So I'm not saying that there's no place for books, but I don't think I need them going forward.
Adan, what about you?
So on the Age of Sigmar side, they've been doing this for a while. They've been selling what's called the Gamers Edition. And in the Gamers Edition, you get a small softcover army book and a set of cards for the army, data cards. And that's it. That's what's in there. Or you can buy the hardcover army book. So they've been doing this for a little while. And I exclusively buy the smaller softcover General's Gamers Edition. I like the fact that it's smaller, lighter, easier to carry, easier on the shelf, less space. I like all of that. I do like to go through and I heavily go through and look at all the pictures and look at all the layouts and the way that they address the different clans or formats or chapters or whatever you want to call it, the different paint schemes and things like that. With a subscription to Warhammer TV, you can watch Lore Masters and get a ton of lore that way. There's a ton of lore in White Dwarf. They now have a ton of lore available on the Warhammer Academy, which I don't know if any of you have looked at that yet, but really nice tutorial videos which include lore. And when I first started playing back at 4th edition, I didn't even really realize that there was lore that might be important or interesting or whatever. I just bought stuff I thought looked cool and played that with the rules I had. I didn't even much know anything about lore or who the hell's Horus. I mean, I had no idea. So that was something I came to afterwards, and I find that
the same boat as you. I did the exact same thing in 4th ed. Yeah. I was like, what are Primarchs? I don't know. Yeah,
and what I find is from working at the shops, you have people in extremes. I had people who would come in who knew all the lore A to Z, never touched a model, and they were interested in getting into the game because they knew that lore so well and so deeply, especially for a faction they really liked. And then I had people came in and said, "Oh, how do these models work? Oh, well, there's a whole story. Don't tell me the story. What do I need to roll?" And it was this huge break. So I think that if they did just sell the codes, they would have people who just bought the codes. And if they continue to sell books, both versions, you're going to get people who buy them, right? I think that there's different markets, different people in those different markets. And I mean, we had people came in and bought every collector's edition of every Black Library novel, right? They would stand in line to get in at 10 a.m. to get that collector's edition.
Not me.
Right?
Not anymore.
And then there's other people who would wait until it came out in softback.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're different. It's different groups. And so if the more that they can reach into each of those markets and maximize each of those markets, the better it is going to be for them money-wise.
Probably makes it somewhat complicated to like hit the target just right? Like this many people are going to want it soft cover, this many people.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably pretty tricky. I'm kind of actually in complete agreement with you, Adan. Like I said, when I started 4th edition, I was clueless as to some of the lore. I knew like a little bit, but it was also the lore wasn't as cleanly laid out as it is now.
100%.
It's a lot more accessible now than it was back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I came to it kind of slowly and then came to love it. I will say I do like the book, the physical book, even though I play from the app a lot. I use it when I'm trying to create an army. I used the Chaos Knights Codex quite a bit. Like I read that thing cover to cover, looking for inspiration and ideas on how I wanted my knights to look and what I wanted. Right. And one picture in particular spoke to me where I was like, this is what I really want to do. And then I read everything I could about them. So I think there, like you said, there's a place for it for everybody, and hitting that mark is perfect for me. Also, I'm gonna get the softback. Like, I'm, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I've thrown most of my codexes, the old ones, in the recycle bin at this.
That's hard to do, though, man.
You know what? I got over it. I got over it as I start to get over a lot of things and realize, like, it's mine. I can do what I want. I was raised like you treat books like very carefully, but at a certain point, I was like, I don't really need this book anymore. Nobody really wants this. Now, I have had a little regrets in a couple places where I've been like, I wish I'd kept that book.
I kept the my original Demon Hunters Codex and my original Witch Hunters Codexes because they were the things that really drew me into the game, and I love those, and I play those factions still. So I kept those, but I agree with you. I like my 8th, 7th, 6th edition. They're gone.
I just have too many books around here. Like, I'm literally looking at my black library of books, and I'm like, why am I keeping these? Like, these. Yeah. I'm not going to go back and read these again. And if I do, quite frankly, I'm probably going to read them on Kindle or Audible. So I'm contemplating just like putting those all up for sale because I'm like, they're just taking up shelf space that I have increasingly limited amounts of. So I'm being a little cautious. But yeah, I will buy the softback cover. I will probably read through it once, and then I will probably then just play from the and occasionally go back to it for ideas for new types of armies or something along those lines. So yeah.
Josh, did you have something else?
Yeah, there just the physical print copy, something that just came to mind, which has come to mind many times as editions or since 10th. But obviously the lore updates are there, and that doesn't change within the book. It does change book to book. But one thing that does change with the constant updates happening to the game with points and data sheet updates and stratagem changes and things like that, the book itself is invalid as a game tool to some degree. Yeah. Almost immediately, points as soon as it's released, the points printed in the book are wrong.
Back when we used to get a codex even every 5 years, it might have been more.
Yeah, but like the physical book, like there are people who are just playing book Warhammer, which you can't play on the app because everything has changed.
The rules,
at that point. Like
not all the rules are on in the rule book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not every rule is available in the rule book.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Josh. Hey, as we were talking about Spearhead, I took down a note and I forgot to bring it up, and I really wanted to touch on this. Because one way of playing 30K when I used to play 30K and then in 40K it was a little bit, was Zone Mortalis. And they have just released a splat book for Zone Mortalis rules for 30K. And I came within inches of purchasing it to see if I could translate that over to Warhammer 40K, at least take ideas from it and then say, okay, here's how we can implement it in 40K. Because Zone Mortalis, quite frankly, which is a little bit bigger than like boarding actions.
It's a little more flexible than boarding action.
It's a little more flexible. Yeah. It just has some like great opportunities for play. And so I'm thinking about like kind of house ruling some stuff there out of that 30K Zone Mortalis book.
I do really like boarding actions though.
Yeah. I just haven't put the terrain together after I got stalled on it and never went back. So boarding action is a fantastic way of playing too. So I do kind of dig those methods, but I think Zone Mortalis might also scratch a little bit of that itch of the Spearhead thing. So anyway. Well, listen, let's take a short break. Let's come back and then we'll close out the show. Be right back. All right, we're back to close out the show. Blake, first off, I want to say thanks for steering part of the show.
Hey, you know what? I was glad
not
to
a hostile
be here.
takeover. It's a collaboration.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and thanks so much for joining us. We'll definitely have you back again. You raised some good points. And Josh, we were just saying during the break, your Spearhead point was on point. It was very
Listen, I detest the company. I don't like the practices, but I love the studio and the people behind these games because it's a big part of my life. I've been doing this since I was 12, and I'm entitled to be angry and mean about things. However, just because you're mad at something doesn't mean you can't have an open-minded talk about it.
Yeah,
you can be.
And that's what I can get here. You can. There's tons of married people throughout the world.
There's tons of marriages.
Oh,
I mean, not mine. Not Adan's.
No one in this
Josh's. Room. No, ours are great.
No. Yeah.
You don't.
But no, always good to come on.
Yeah.
I'm always glad to talk because you know what. You have these notes and stuff. We don't get notes like this at Life After the Cover Set.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Couldn't tell. No. It's part of your guys' charm. I legitimately at the beginning of the episode when I was talking about like you guys are one of the few. I bugged you guys. I'm like, when's your next episode coming out? How come you guys have an episode? Like, I don't ask anybody else that.
No.
And part of that is
because we're cool.
Well, part of that is also, yes, you're cool, but also we are, we're all good friends, like all of us.
Yes.
And it's it's fun to keep in touch and hear what you guys are.
And what happened to 20-Sided Realms?
They got some episodes still in the tank.
The 20-Sided Realms.
Oh, man,
that's a
so
Travis
enjoyable.
thing.
Yeah.
That was their other podcast.
He and I were talking about it last weekend.
Okay, listen, we've done a lot of podcasts. We've done 20-Sided Realms, which is D&D live plays.
Fartstone.
And Fartstone, oh my God, Fartstone was the greatest podcast we ever made. It was a Hearthstone show where we just talked about one card and every episode was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's beyond me. I guess we didn't really have the SEO. We didn't really have the marketing and the people who understand the whole system behind us. But a 10-minute comedy show about Hearthstone, why didn't it hit? I don't get it. But anyways, Travis has material to be edited for 20-Sided Realms.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that because I know there's 20-Sided Realms listeners right now on this.
Well, listen,
on this show.
Yesterday he had his wisdom teeth removed. So we're all wishing Travis a speedy recovery.
He's doing great.
Yeah. Good.
And I will say this. I heard what he wants to do, and I might be speaking out of school here because I know Travis listens, but whatever. Once all the material has been edited, we're thinking about getting another recording session with Brent Goobertown, the Mini Witch, and finish the story.
I'll believe it when it happens.
So he does want to finish the story just to give it justice to the people who've enjoyed it. And, so just who knows?
All right. Well, I'll believe it when it happens. Okay. So anyway, anybody have anything else they want to throw out a final message before we move on?
I think 11th edition has done well. Has been a good launch.
Having a lot of fun with it.
So would you say it's not a botch?
Me?
No, Adan.
Oh, definitely.
No, absolutely not a botch. No, I think it's over.
What about the launch? The launch set.
What about it?
Is it a botch?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Just checking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go listen to Life After the Cover Save because Blake has very strong opinions on the word botch.
Botch. Not a botch. It's been good.
All right. Leave us reviews on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. And you know what? You can go to our website at theindependentcharacters.com and you can leave us a voicemail. Those voicemails can go up to 2 minutes. So if you have strong opinions about nubs or any of the other topics we discussed here, by all means, leave us a voicemail, and we may play your voice message on the show and then either support you or ridicule you. And then we have a great Facebook group going. We've got the Patreon. You have access to our Discord. All those good things and more can be found.
And you still have a month left. You might win a prize if you enter the Hobby Progress Challenge. One more month.
Hobby Progress Challenge.
Now, I did speak to Shell about the Hobby Progress Challenge wrapping up, and then we're going to give it a month, and we're going to start the next one. So start thinking about what you want to do.
With her, right?
Yeah, we are. And not only that, we've got some ideas for how to get the community even more engaged that Shell and I were bouncing around. I like how she gets super involved in like, oh, we could do this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, right, come on the mic and talk about it. I don't want to talk on the mic. I'm like, all right, you're fine.
Hey, you know what, though? She's doing a heck of a job.
She's doing
with
amazing.
That puppy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
that video of the agility trials, and I couldn't believe that was the first day.
I could not believe it. Like, I mean, it was slow, but like he did all the things.
He did great.
And like the people there were literally like, is this his first? You said this is his first day here? We're like, yeah. They're like, you got to come to Saturdays mornings classes so that we can.
Smart, active dog wants to work.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was fun. It was really fun to watch. So anyway, we got a couple great dogs. Okay, so until next time, this is Carl.
This is Josh.
This is Adan.
This is Blake.
And we're coming to you from the Astronomicon, where we are always interested in your thoughts and opinions.
And where you can check Blake and I out on our new show, Ascending to Doom, premiering soon.
And where the Inquisition cares not for your opinions.
And where life is always sweeter after the cover save.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. This episode of The Independent Characters is protected by the Creative Commons license. If you have further questions as to its use, you can find information on the front page at theindependentcharacters.com.